If you're watching this video, I imagine you enjoy cooking or you want to learn how to be better at it. Welcome. You're in the right place. But even those of us who cook all the time can get stuck in a rut, churning out the same meals day after day. Culinary boredom can soon set in. Well, today I'm going to show you how to bring excitement back to your meals with 5 easy ways to improve any recipe. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook. And today I'm going to share 5 easy ways to do just that. And to put this all into practice, at the end of this video, I'm going to take one of the cheapest and most simplest dishes and turn it into something extravagant. But for now, let's get into the 5 easy ways to improve any meal. Now, the first way to improve a meal is with a sauce. And well, sauces are almost limitless in their varieties. Heck, there's entire books written on how to make different sauces. One popular one that you've probably had is gravy, maybe on mashed potatoes or with some meat. Sometimes a sauce is so important that it's actually part of the meal. Think about like marinara with a pasta. But sauces can also be astoundingly easy, almost a culinary afterthought, yet one that adds a new dimension to a dish. Something as simple as a drizzle of olive oil or some ghee over, well, just about anything will improve flavor and also give you that wonderful mouthfeel that we refer to as unctuousness. And that's just the savory applications. Don't forget about the sweet ones. If you've ever had hot fudge drizzled over a sundae, well, that's a type of sauce in a sweet application. The second way to improve any meal is by adding some spice. And I'm not just referring to like spicy as in hot. A spice can be something as simple as ground black or white pepper, or something like paprika that can really enliven a dish. These can all be added before, during, or after the meal is made, and they can really add a new vibrancy to it. And here again, don't forget about the sweet applications. Adding some cinnamon powder or nutmeg to something as simple as oatmeal or baked goods can bring them to a whole nother level. And the third way is to add a garnish. And a garnish adds both flavor and visual appeal to any finished dish. You see me do this all the time on this channel, where I finish a dish by adding, let's say, some flat leaf Italian parsley right over it. That gives it a nice freshness and it also makes it look really, really good. But a garnish can be anything from a citrus zest to even a crouton in a soup. The fourth way to improve any recipe is to add some sort of contrast. Now, this is such a great topic that I did a whole video on it, and I'll link to that video in the description below. But the gist is to add an opposing element to a dish, whether that has to do with flavor, color, or even texture. So if you've ever had something that's sweet and sour, or soft and crunchy, or heck, just red and green, those are forms of contrast in a recipe. There are just so many ways to add contrasting elements to a dish, and I promise you that it really, really improves them. And here again, it's not just for savory applications. This works with sweet as well. To take our example of a hot fudge sundae, you're adding that lovely velvety hot fudge to that frozen ice cream. Then when you add, let's say, some nuts on top, that is just some absolutely delicious contrast. And the fifth way to improve any recipe is to add a little salad, even if it's one of just a few small bites. Now, this could certainly be lettuce, that's what we often associate with salad, but it can go far beyond that. It could be a grain, it could be something like quinoa, it could be orzo salad or pasta salad. There are so many different applications. And here again, don't forget about the sweet stuff. You could have a fruit salad or even like a marshmallow-based salad that acts as a dessert and is absolutely delicious. And of course, you can really enhance a dish by combining these methods, putting a few of them together so that you get something that is absolutely extravagant. So let's put that into practice right now. So to put this into action, we are going to use just some beans and rice. I mean, it really does not get much simpler or inexpensive than this. This is such an easy dish to make. So here I have just some jasmine rice. I'll put this on a plate. I made this in my nice vintage Desco-ware enameled cast iron pot. We'll just put a big mound of it there. Then I have just some black beans that I made from scratch. I used my Instant Pot for this. So we'll just ladle these right on top, just like that. So if we were just being simple, we would have this, beans and rice. And yeah, it's fine, but it's pretty bland, it's pretty boring. So let's put into practice all those things we just talked about. So we will start with a little bit of garnish. Here I'm just going to add some cilantro on top. You could also use flat leaf parsley. And see, that already gives it a nice visual pop. That's great. Then we're gonna add even more. We're gonna add some spice and some garnish with some pico de gallo. And if you've never had pico de gallo before, well, I did a whole video on how to make it. This is just a really simple salsa fresca. It's delicious. It's got some jalapenos and tomatoes, a little more cilantro, and a nice kick of lime juice, which is also going to act as one of our sauces. Okay, then we're gonna add just a little bit of salad here. I am just using a very basic lettuce right here. This is in a chiffonade. And if you don't know how to chiffonade, I did a whole video on it. It's really simple. You'll look like a chef if you do it. I'll link to that in the description below. Then we are gonna sauce it again appropriately. I have some Mexican crema. I love this stuff. It's kind of like sour cream that's a little more diluted, but it's absolutely delicious because check this out. You can drizzle it right over the top and you get this nice, lovely lines just like this. We're not done just yet. We're gonna take a squeeze of lime, add a little contrast of some sourness, and then finally, again, we're gonna add more contrast, some crunch, some garnish with some chips on the side. And look what we just did with our beans and rice. Does this look delicious or what? Next level. Okay, trivia time. Last week I asked you to identify this, the cookware that you can see through, and many of you got this right. This is indeed Visions by Corning, and yes, it is a flame-proof, oven-proof piece of cookware that you can literally see through. It is so cool and so different that I plan to make an entire video on this stuff, so stay tuned for that. But this is indeed a Visions cookware, and you can see through it. I think this is going to be a pretty easy one this week, but it's kind of different. Who's going to be the first to identify this thing, what this is, what this does? I'll give you one hint. It is not a lollipop, although it does look like one. Put your guess in the comments below and I will let you know the right answer next week. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, happy cooking.